Hi all, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about grade 6 chapter 4 page number 29 and 30 soluble and insoluble and float and sink topics. So before starting this topic, let me show you a presentation which I have with me here. In this picture you can see that there is a beaker with this chemicals. In this beaker you can see that there is water and oil. This water is below and oil is floating, and you can also see that oil has formed a separate layer and water has formed a separate layer. They are not mixing with each other, so this is insoluble. As well as the oil is floating over the water because oil is lightweight. Let us see another topic. There some medicine is there which is getting dissolving in water. It is mixing in water and we cannot differentiate between them, but here oil forms a separate droplets which you can easily see. Here this is sand in water. Sand does not dissolve in water, does not mix with the water. So sand is insoluble in water, and water is lighter than sand, or I can say sand is heavier than water, so it sinks at the bottom. So here you can see that sand is insoluble in water and the sand is sinking below in the water. This is also another example of sawdust or sand. Sawdust and sand gives same result. This is sugar and salt. Sugar and salt, when you dissolve in water, it completely get mixed with the water. You cannot see any separate particles of sugar or salt in the water. So that is dissolving in water, so it is soluble in water. This is stone. Stone is, when you put the stone in the water, it goes and settles below, so it has sink in the water, it does not float. Sink and float, you can example see here. Plastic ball is floating here, and a heavy plastic toy is sink. The plastic polythene bag is floating over in this beaker. So this is the example of sink and float. Sink means to settle down in the water and float means to remain on the top of the water only. Here float, the wood boat, it floats on the water, and the iron, it sinks inside the water. Here you can see some of the fruits and vegetables. Some of them they sink and some of them float. So you can try this experiment of sink and float in various things, and soluble and insoluble also in various things. Now here in your textbook chapter, let us see few examples which are there in your textbook also. So insoluble and soluble. So soluble substances are those which completely disappear in water, and insoluble substances are those which do not disappear in the water, which remain in the water as it is. So those are insoluble. So here there are few in table 4.3 you have salt which disappears completely, so it is soluble. Sugar disappears completely, so it is soluble. Sand does not disappear, remains as it is, and it sinks, so it is insoluble. Chalk powder is insoluble, and sawdust is also insoluble. So we can say that the substance which completely dissolve in water are soluble substances, and other substances which do not mix in the water and they remain inside the water for a long time, forever, is insoluble substance. Now what is the importance of water being the a soluble substance? Now water, as we know, that it's very important part of our body. inside our body. 90% of water is there. So this water is required because water is a universal solvent. Water is also called as universal solvent because it can dissolve maximum number of substances or different types of nutrients inside our body, and because of that our body can continuously get the nutrients which are dissolved inside the water. So water is very important solvent which can dissolve so many things in it. There are other types of solvent also, like alcohol, ethanol, other type of liquids are also there, and some of the substances like oil which cannot dissolve in water, but oil can dissolve in alcohol. So like this way there are some other liquids also in which few substances they dissolve, but alcohol and such liquids can dissolve only few substances in them, but water can dissolve maximum substances in it, and that's why it plays a very important role in functioning of our body, and that's why we should consume adequate amount of water in our diet. The next table is of solubility. Some of the common liquids solubility of some of the common liquids in water. So vinegar, it mixes well in water. If you add vinegar to water, it completely mixes. We cannot identify different layers of water and vinegar. Lemon juice is also completely soluble in water. Mustard oil does not dissolve in water. Coconut oil also does not dissolve in water. And kerosene, it also does not dissolve in water. So all this, they remain suspended in the water. Now, so what do we say? That we can say that some of the liquids they completely dissolve with the water, and some they form a separate layer aside. So Bujo suggested that also check if the liquids that are used in activity 5 mixes well with the some liquids other than the water. So that also you can check. Now, there are some gases which dissolve in water. Gases like oxygen. Oxygen is very much required for all the living organisms. Inside the water, in the river and sea and pond, the oxygen gas mixes inside the water and is available to different plants and animals living inside the water. Like this way, there are few other gases also which can dissolve in the water, but gases they dissolve in very less quantity in the water, but oxygen is the most important gas which dissolves in water and is available for aquatic animals. Let us see further the next topic, float and sink. Float means to remain on the upper layer of the water surface or any liquid, and sink means to go down inside and settle down in the bottom. So let us see the examples of float and sink. The dried leaves on the river body, they float because they are lighter than the water. Any substance which is lighter than the liquid will float, and other substance which are heavier than the liquid weight will sink down. So this in beaker you can see the float and sink. You can check any of the objects available at your home with this experiment. Take a bucket full of water and add any of the object which you want to check whether it sinks or floats, and you can understand the meaning of the sink and the float. Why we need to understand this topic of sink and float is, suppose like we have to make the air jackets for swimming costume, or the rings for protection in the swimming pool, then we should know which material will float and which material will sink. So plastic, which is a lightweight material, will float in the water, and so life-saving jackets mostly are made up of that material filled with lots of air inside it, which makes it very light and it floats on the water. So this way, this knowledge of float and sink of different objects and different material can be used to design various things. So I hope this topic of soluble and insoluble and sink and float is clear to you. Subscribe my channel for more such educational videos. Like and share it with your friends. Any doubts, please mention in the comments. And in the next video, we'll meet again. Thanks for watching.